Hi, it's Wyndham. Beware the interview trap. Now, I don't mean beware of the kinds of questions you get asked in an interview that are intended to trip you up. That is a technique some people use. I don't know why they do it, but they do. That is not what I mean when I say beware the interview trap. What I'm talking about is first contact. When we first have an opportunity to meet somebody new, to be introduced to a new group, it could be a job interview. It does apply to job interviews. But it's across every and any aspect of our lives where we are making first contact and meeting people for the first time. And the interview trap is our tendency to second guess what the person we are meeting expects of us. And in second guessing it, we attempt to adapt ourselves to what we think the other person is going to want. And fundamentally, 99% of the time, arbitrary percentage pulled out of the air, the reason we do it is because deep down, we do not believe that who and what we are is enough. We do not believe that who and what we are is what this other person is looking for. And we are hardwired to seek acceptance, to seek inclusion. So we mull these things over in our heads. We come up with an idea of who this person thinks we should be, and we attempt to embody it. The big challenge with the interview trap is it is a lose-lose situation. Because one of two things is going to happen. Either they reject us. We have attempted to be somebody we are not, and they don't like it. They don't like who we are. Maybe they sense the inauthenticity. Maybe they sense that the lack of confidence because we haven't embodied that person. We are trying to be someone we are not. We are projecting a falsehood, and we may not be very practiced at that. So we get rejected. And when we get rejected for being somebody we're not, we walk away and go, well, maybe if I'd been me, that might have been who they were looking for. I can be somebody else. Maybe their frustration builds and self-judgment builds because we haven't really given ourselves an opportunity. The second thing that might happen is they might accept us. And this is specifically and very impactfully true of jobs, but also really personal relationships. They may accept the projected version we are pretending to be. And what happens in that situation is we have both tacitly agreed that this is going to be the foundation of our relationship. Now, from my perspective, I worked for lots of sales organizations over my career. To begin with, I worked with recruitment companies, and I had to G myself up to pretend to be the person I believed they were looking for. I had to pretend I was highly money motivated. I had to pretend that I was bulletproof in my facing of criticism. I had to act in a certain way. And when they hired me, I was committed to that lie. The same is true in our personal relationships. If we are projecting a version of ourselves that is not us, we are committed to continuing that facade. The massive challenge we then face is it takes a huge amount of energy to pretend to be somebody we are not. The energy taken to create and maintaining that falsehood is a huge drain on us. And there's two problems with that. One, the burden of that energy increases because there is a fundamental disconnect with who we really are and how we are presenting in the world. And the second massive problem is if we are using all of our energy to pretend to be somebody we are not, we have far less energy left to be. And that includes less energy left to try to solve the problem. 20 years working in sales, I knew it wasn't right. And every weekend I'd go into recharge mode and try to forget the suffering and pain I was feeling through my day job. And as time went on, I had less and less energy at the weekends. So when it came to, oh my God, I have to do something now, I couldn't muster the energy to actually solve the problem because the problem was draining all of my energy. So the interview trap applies across our lives. The interview trap is where we are second guessing what somebody wants of us, and we are changing who we are. We are adapting our behavior, our words, our thoughts to meet that often unexpressed expectation. It's coming from us. It's coming from a sense of not being enough. And once we do that, if we get through the door, if we are accepted into that relationship, into that job, into that organization, into that group, into that tribe, we are then committed. The price of our membership of whatever that relationship is the ongoing maintenance of a charade. And eventually, we crumble under the pressure of it. We run out of energy. We cannot maintain it. So, beware the interview trap. Beware those moments when your brain is telling you you are not enough. The person you are will never succeed. If you are trying to get into a club, an organization, a relationship, a clique, a tribe, that requires you to be different, ask yourself why you want to be a member. There's a it's not Karl Marx, it's Groucho Marx, the famous political leader Groucho Marx. He has a quote when he said, I would never be a member of a club that would have me as a member. Well, this is different. I would never want to join a club that would demand me be different to who I am. Have a look at the relationships in your life, because changing the parameters, having a moment where we then stand up and go, actually, you know what? All that stuff it's not me. This is who I am. My God, that is so much harder than being upfront. Actually, this is me. And I know I am enough. I wish you a joyful and peaceful few days, and I will speak to you soon. Take care.